need you up here.
What do you mean you need me up here?
Oh, you'll see. Oh, you'll see.
What?
You'll see. Okay, question for you.
Yeah.
When are we gonna finish all this? This looks beautiful. This, not beautiful.
Well, I don't know exactly. I need to figure out what I need to do first.
I think I can help you with that. I know exactly what you can do.
Okay, smart Alec. Let's hear it. What do I need to do?
Okay,
Yes.
you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, this wood flooring in these boxes,
Yeah.
you are gonna lay that floor.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay, this is a second issue we need done.
Okay.
This is a problem.
It doesn't
Okay.
look like a problem.
Well, one is not a problem, but we have 4 dogs, so
Yeah.
the cats get a little overwhelmed.
Okay.
So I'm gonna need you to put in a cat door.
I knew that was coming.
So
I knew
they
it
can
before
retreat upstairs.
Yo, get off of me.
Come here,
Okay.
follow me. Okay, carpets are original from when we moved in.
Yeah.
That's gotta go, the flooring's gotta be done in here.
Okay.
Okay, this.
Yeah.
Both the kids have one of these in their room.
Yeah.
They hate it.
They don't use it.
They don't use it. They want more space to put their desks and all their stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
So those come
Maybe
out.
even that couch or something in here. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
What's this big wire?
I have no idea. What do you got going on there?
That's our new internet.
That has you written
That's
all
our new
over it.
internet. Our Starlink internet. I need to do something with that too. I bet you didn't even know that one.
No. So add that to your
Watch
list.
out for the cat. Yeah.
I'm going to give you a new idea.
Okay.
You haven't thought about this, I don't think.
Okay.
Okay, so we need something for the cats. They
Yeah.
love to sit up here and perch up there and look out the window.
Okay. I better get to work.
Yeah, get to work.
Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this cat door in because the cats, I think, want to venture around the house more, but they're afraid because of all 4 dogs. So I think if they have the cat door, it'll be better. So I'm not going to unscrew these hinges. Some people like to do it that way. I don't. What I simply do is all these doors have a pin. All you gotta do is get yourself a small screwdriver and pop the pin. Super easy. Voila. Now I think I'm gonna take it to the garage.
Okay, girls. The door's open. Beware of dogs.
This is right?
I think so.
I mean, that's just gonna go. So now I do need to cut on the outside of that line because I didn't use this piece because I just didn't know exactly where I want it to be. So I used this, and I know I want that flush with this kind of bevel here. And I just made my marks, but this has to go inside of this. So I got to go on this side. A little bit bigger. It's got to be bigger so this goes down in. If it goes in there, it won't go down in. Yeah, it's got to be on this side. So I'm just going to take a drill bit. I'm going to drill a hole just on the outside of my circle here and then take my jigsaw. I know better than that. Do you know what I should have done there?
No.
So what I should have done, and I didn't think about it, is that anytime you're drilling through like that, when you get to the back side, there's a lot of times it's gonna break through and ruin the back. So what you can do is once you get this point through the back, pull it out and then go on the other side, put this point back in the hole and then drill the rest of it from the underneath side of it. So it doesn't break out like it just did, but it's gonna get covered a little bit. I don't think you'll see it much, so I think it'll be all right. But you know what? It don't matter because it is what it is.
All right, so tell them what you told me.
I probably should have used a template. But the problem is this, and most people that are watching this, if you've used a jigsaw before, this is not a hollow door. This is a solid, like, what, 1.5 inches inch and 5/8 door. And what happens is that these, let me take the battery out. These jigsaw blades, they bend. So what happens is when you're trying to cut, it will bend sideways. So the top part will be square, but then it'll either cut in or cut in that way, which I think is what happened, is that was cut in that way. So it made it big on the bottom, but small on the top. And that's why the bottom fit, but the top did not. So I had to go back and kind of keep reaming at it. I don't know if I can say that. But it's done. And you know what? I was thinking about painting the door before, but I was like, I don't know if I want to paint the door. But I have to paint the door now because this looks like crap. And it's going to get covered. You're not going to really see it anyways. It doesn't matter. But what you are going to see, Steph, is you're going to see in here. So this one goes like that. And then this one only goes in a little bit. So you're going to see that wood grain there. So I need to paint it. Paint it white like the door. And that way it will disappear and you won't notice it. So I'm going to clean this off real fast and put a quick coat on it real quick. So I'm going to start on this floor upstairs, and a couple things I'm already noticing I need to do is that you can tell this door here is definitely not going to open with the new floor on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pencil here and I'm just going to score it across like that. And I think that will be where I need to cut off. Now the bad thing is I already have this on there, which means I'm going to have to cut it from the other side. So I'll just have to take a measurement there. I should not have did that whole line there. I also know that this wall is not straight from doing the floor in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a scrap piece of wood here of my flooring. I'm going to put it in there where it goes. And then I'm going to take my pencil and mark where that end is. And then what I'll do is, I'll probably just pull a number from this there, like here, I'll pull a number, and there I'll pull a number, and I'll chalk a line through. That way at least it's good going this way. And another thing I need to look at is this. Let me cut my daughter's floor. She's gonna have a heart attack. But let me cut this. As I expected, this is not even close. So when that floor goes on there, that floor is going to go like that. So it's definitely a big jump up there. So I think what I'll have to do is just probably put a piece of like 90 or something on there that'll hide that. And it's just going to be a little step when they leave the room. I don't know what else to do except to rip all of this floor out, which at this point would suck really bad. I gotta talk to Stephanie.
Oh, there you are.
Hey.
I was just looking for you.
Yeah.
I thought you put that thing up this morning.
Shut up.
Oh no. What happened?
No. Not a bad thing, it's just I had to cut the bottom off again like I did downstairs. The floor came up, so the door had to get cut. Not a big deal though, so. But look what I got done today. What do you think?
I think it looks good. Nice.
First try. Oh, there's a kitty downstairs.
Now you can't get up here, Missy. I don't think the doggies like it.
I have the floor done here in the kind of loft area. And at this point, I would normally just be like, all right, perfect, let's go. And I'd start ripping the carpet out in the kids' bedrooms. But I'm not going to do that. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm gonna trim this out and get this all done. I gotta do the quarter round around here. I gotta finish taking off all this door trim, that door trim, that door trim, and then I might as well, while I'm at it, go ahead and get that thing ripped out. Remember, I gotta rip this piece out as well. I gotta rip all that out, trim it up a little bit, and then get a new one made and slid in there. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work on that stuff. Hopefully the rest of today and tomorrow, get all that squared away, and then once that's done, I can move into the kids' rooms. So, oh my gosh, I want to rip carpet out so bad. It is so nasty. It needs to come out so bad. I do need to point something out. I have never seen anyone use freaking 16 penny nails to put window trim or door trim in. I don't understand it. He's got staples, he's got hand drives, and he's got 16 inch or 16 gauge big ones. $16 penny. Look at that. Wow. I don't know if that's holding the house up. As you can see, it's pro tip time. I was driving home from Lowe's. I got this trim. I got this quarter round here, and I was trying to figure out how to paint it without getting my fingers totally full of paint. And I came up with this little idea. I just put 2 pieces of wood right next to each other where this would sit down in it, the V would sit down in it, and then you can just paint the top. You don't have to worry about trying to hold it and hold it up and get paint everywhere. I think that looks pretty good, and I think that worked awesome. Again, because of the new floor height, the top stair tread that I put in a while back was not the right size. So I had to rip that one out, and I had to make a new one that was going to be at the same level as the new floor. Yo. Not really what I meant when I said you're gonna help me do some videos.
We're here for moral support.
I know, but I have to take all this carpeting out, rip all this carpeting out. I gotta rip all of that out still. When I started doing these floors up here, I knew that there was gonna be a step here. But now that Stephanie's up here working with me, which I wanted her to work with me, but now I'm actually wishing that she wasn't working with me, because now she just added a bunch more work. So she doesn't like this big step, which is understandable, but I said the only way I can fix it is if I put plywood over all of this other OSB to get up to my same height. And she liked that idea. She liked that idea. And I guess if you think about it, it is true, because these are 2 foot on center. So this is probably just 1/2 inch OSB on here, and the wood floors is what made it super strong. But now if I'm just putting these floors down, it's not very strong, and I feel like it's gonna flex. So I'm actually at 3/4 of an inch is what the difference is what the difference of that wood floor is. So I think I need to get 3/4 inch plywood and just redeck over this and make it strong and make it the same height as this. Now, I did already cut this here, so there's no changing that. So there will be a transition piece, but what I'll do is I will make sure that when I do my lines, they line up like this. So it'll look down the line, when you look, it'll look like it's all continuous, but I'll just get a little piece of divider, something transition piece to cover my cut there. So I guess I probably should have done this in the very beginning and done it the right way all the way through, but I did get that room done. It's done. Now I can do this room as one room. I can do that room as another room, as opposed to having it all torn apart at the same time. So I think that way it's going to be all right. So 3/4 inch plywood, resurface all of this floor, and then put the floor back on. And I forgot to mention that I am going to have to pull the baseboard off. As you can see, they put the baseboard on first before they put the carpet in, which is, I don't even know who does it like that. But if I put 3/4 of an inch and then put that floor, the baseboard's gonna be like this big. It's gonna be like 2-inch baseboard. So I need to try to pull this baseboard off. Hopefully I can save it and then just repaint it and then put it back up. All right, we're back at it upstairs. Tuesday after work. Steph's getting at this bench thing. Finding good stuff in there?
Found school pictures.
Oh my
Basketball.
gosh, like 5th grade. We got tons of shoes. He gets a bunch of hand-me-down shoes, so I'm going to be giving all those away. That's a fire ladder that Steph bought for the kids when they were younger to hang off the roof, but I think at this age they can probably just jump.
What is that?
I have no idea, but we're going to get into this thing. I'm going to maybe rip this thing out tonight. Now, it's filled with cedar, just like all the closets are cedar filled, so it's a shame that we're getting rid of it, but it's just, as you can see, it just holds crap, and he doesn't want this here. So I think what his plan is to move his gaming station over here, and then have that, so because now his TV is kind of blocked by the AC there. So, but we're going to get at this thing, and then hopefully Friday I can start putting that plywood down and start doing the floors in here.
This way.
No, it's an extension cord. It's good.
Okay, you're in charge of finding a home for that. Looks like you got that out fairly easily.
Yeah, I think that was the easy part, because that was just the wood. But like I said, he pin nailed all these like little, it's like cedar like shakes almost, really thin. And I'm just really afraid of what is going to happen to the drywall. Oh my God, he glued them on. What's going to happen to the drywall once I start pulling it off? Ah. Oh. Okay. Well, it's definitely going to need some repair. What's going on? Good news and bad news. You can probably figure it out.
That looks heavy.
Yeah. Good news is that I got your plywood. Mm-hmm. Get out of that truck. Hey, get out of there. The bad news is that needs to go up there.
I guess you need help, huh?
Look at those biceps. Woo! Here we go. God, I wish I had a time lapse on that. Getting us getting that thing up here. That sucked. It's big. Mm-hmm. And you had mentioned we could cut him in half, which would probably be all right because I'm going to Lexel and screw these all down. But obviously the longer they are, I think the better off we are. So after thinking about it for a while, I figured that the longer the new plywood was going perpendicular to the existing joist would be the strongest. So that's the way I went with our layout. I'm not going to show you laying the floor just because I've laid 1,500 million trillion square feet of it. But I'm going to show you what I'm doing here because it's a little bit tricky. I'm trying to transition from in there down here, and I want the lines to match up so visually when you look at it, it looks the same going down. Now there will be a transition piece, but that is what it is. What I did is I took one of my planks here and I put it down. And I have it running down through this one and into that one, and it's really straight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some scrap piece of wood here, and I'm going to screw a little board down right up against this piece. And what that will allow me to do is, remember putting this in, sometimes you have to give it a little tappy tap. And if I don't have any weight on this, or if I don't have any way to keep it from moving, every time I tap it, it's just going to be moving. I'm going to be pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back. So, you know, normally you would start from one side and you would, you know, put some shims or something in there to keep it from moving. But because I'm starting in the middle, I'm working that way, and then I'm going to work back this way. I want to make sure that this is secure. And now once I get over there, obviously enough weight will be here, and I can put some shims in between the wall so that doesn't move, and I'll be good going back the other way. Not bad. Lunchtime. Started this morning, got all the plywood down, and I would say not quite half the room done, but part of the room done. A couple things you can see probably from the time lapses. One is I started cutting these things in half just because I couldn't get them up here by myself. I mean, I could, but they're so big and heavy, and trying to get up the stairs, I was just knocking stuff over. So I was just ripping them in half. And I think, you know, with the Lexel underneath it, I think that's going to be totally fine. And it's pretty funny because some guy, I don't know if it's a guy, I'm sorry, somebody commented when I was doing the bathroom about, I hate to be the person that remodels this house because all of this is screwed down huge and tons of Lexel holding all of this floor together. But I'll tell you what, it is so solid. It is 1,000 times more solid than it was before. So I'm super stoked on how good it feels. And the plan is to never get rid of this house. The plan is to keep this house, I think, forever until I'm alive, as far as I'm alive. Maybe Airbnb it, keep it for the kids, something, just because it's such a nice property. And I hate to get rid of it. So I think I'm going to clean up all of my crap. I gotta get a bunch of batteries on the charge because they're all dead from screwing in so many things. And I'm maybe gonna get some putty and see if I can just do one kind of skim coat on all of that. But not a bad day's work by yourself, I think. I think I mentioned it before that I need to put an outlet over here because my son's gonna move his gaming station over here. I went online and I looked, again, I'm not an electrician, but I went online and I looked on some YouTube to see if this power is off. So I went to see if I can jump off of this outlet and run an outlet. And I believe I can. What I watched is that if there was power going to the light, it may just loop to a switch and then back up. And that's what's gonna turn the switch on and off. But this one actually has power coming to the switch and then a line going from the switch to the light. So what I can do is I can just piggy off of that hot and put an outlet down there and then just run another neutral down there and connect it all and ground it, and it should be good to go. I measure up the floor, 17 inches is gonna be the top of my new outlet. But the problem that we're running into here is that, again, I'm not a carpenter, but I guess I am. But when we frame windows, there's always a king stud on the side of the window and then a jack or a cripple holding up the window. But for some reason, there's not anything here. But I mean, I've gone in both directions here with a pencil and haven't hit or any stud, which is kind of scary in its own right. I don't know. So there's definitely no stud, cripple, anything underneath this window going down to the floor. So I don't know if that window is just hanging there, but to me that is not correct. But it's lasted 20 some years, so I guess what I'll do is I'm gonna just, I guess, get an outlet. I believe they make ones that have little ears that go back behind the drywall that suck it to the drywall. And then I'll just run a small line from here to here, a little 12 gauge, 12-2 line from there down to the outlet, and that way he has power for his gaming area. So I don't know, something always new to me. So let me preface this section again by saying I am not an electrician, but I did do some research. Hot wire coming in and then a hot wire going to this light. So I got the power back on. You can see now I flip the switch, the light goes on. Now I need to figure out which one's the constant hot. That's the one I need to go to my outlet, because if I did the other one, it would only work when the switch is on. So I have my tester here. I'm gonna hit the bottom one, no power. Top one, power. Okay, so that would tell me that that's constant power and that's only working when the switch is on. Okay. So I'm gonna go shut the power back off. I'm gonna piggy tail off of that one to my outlet down there, take my two neutrals, put them together, put my grounds together, and I should be all good. I did buy a new switch. That switch is a little bit older, so I am gonna put a new switch in as well and run that outlet down to there, and Rowan should be good to go. You gotta love doing work when it's not done the right way. So like I mentioned yesterday, there's no stud or nothing in here. So I got my box opened up. I knocked the backs out. I went to go put the wire down, and there looks to be some type of stud or something, piece of wood here, that's probably holding up the window, really. So what I need to do is, I know it's probably not the best case scenario, I might get yelled at by some electricians, but I'm going to drill a hole right here down through that piece of wood and then run my wire down. It's the only way I can do it. I'm not opening up this whole wall. It's not going to happen. I probably should put I could probably put a little bit of mud right there. Didn't even see that. But yeah, so I'm going to drill a hole down there and then run my wire down to get my outlet in. It's my only option. When I drill this hole, obviously I can't come up right up the middle. So I might go off to the side here because I'm thinking there's a stud on that side. So if I go off to the side over here a little bit, maybe something like that, if I can get to start. I don't know if I got through or not. Man, what in the world is going on in there? Looks like I need a longer drill bit or something. What in the world? That was pretty painful. And for you electricians out there, I do apologize. It was kind of a hack job, but I think I got all right. You could see I had to use a real long extension on my drill. Where'd it go? There it is. Because there's another plate like right here somewhere. I don't even know, but I got through it. I'm going to have to probably spackle that a little bit. And hopefully the outlet will go in there, or the switch will go in there. But I got the power back on. I got it all wired up. Here's my new switch. Works the light. And I got my tester in my outlet there. I'm doing double yellow, which means correct. So I am 100% confident that the electrical part is right. I have no doubts in my mind that that is right there. Now, getting the wire down there might have been a different story, but I think I got it. Also, you can see this line coming through the window there. That's our new Skywave internet, which the satellite dish is right outside his window right here. So I don't know. I'm thinking that I probably just need to drill a hole through the wall. This might be one of the dumbest things I've ever done, but I'm gonna drill a hole right through the side of my through the side of my house. I don't know what else to do to get this line through. So let's see. Let me just think of a couple things. So if I'm going from the outside of the house here, I'm looking at about 8 inches to here, which is there. And then I know there's a stud there. And then God knows where there's one else. But I think I want to stay as close to this as possible. So maybe if I went 3 inches in, I could still get like an outlet plate to cover the hole. And I would love for it to be down there, but that's not gonna work because that's the roof. I think if I stayed out 3 inches from there, which would be 12 inches from the outside of the wall, I think I would be good. So let's go out here and look at what we got going on. So here's outside here. So if I went like there, the higher up I am, the better off because it'll get covered by the overhang. So if I'm here, I'm there, I'm about the top of the window. Top of the window is like right up there somewhere. So I could try to cut a hole in the back in the house and then try to fish it down, but I think that's gonna be next to impossible to do that. But let me see. So I'm gonna go probably 12 inches from here. I said it'll put me like right here somewhere. Now I do want to make sure I can get some Lexel in that hole, just so no vermin or animals or termites or anything get through that hole, and no rain. So I don't want to get too close to this lip because maybe I just go right in up here. That might have some more framing or something on it. Maybe if I go like right here. I'm just gonna give it a whirl, whatever. It's just a house. So I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna take a small drill bit just to go in here to see if I hit any electrical or anything first. I don't know, this is stupid. Okay, well, I didn't hit any electrical, and I definitely didn't hit a stud. So let me get a, I gotta do a bigger hole to make sure I can get the thing through and get enough sealant around it. So I'm gonna do this hole right here. This is crazy. Hope you can see that. Okay, well, I'm through. There's a hole in my house. All right, let's fish this thing in and see what happens if I try to drop it down. Yeah, I'm just hitting installation. Yep. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to take a longer bit and go out the front. Okay, so now I'm gonna try to keep this as level as possible, straight as possible. That should be my thumbnail right there. Let's see where it came out, if I was anywhere close to what I thought. Okay, a little farther out than I thought, but it's all right. I'm going to fill this hole with some Lexel. I just need to make sure I don't touch that. Should be good. Let that harden for like a month. And lastly, I got this cover, and what I did is it was for a cable, but the cable wasn't gonna fit. This wasn't gonna fit in that hole, so I just took a drill and just opened it up a little bit. So I think that is good now. Oh gosh. Slow down, Ellis. And then I'll just put this over that, so it looks like it's supposed to be there. It don't have to go into studs or anything like that. It's just gonna go in the drywall just to hold it in place. Okay, I'll touch a little white paint on those. And then I got these little guys that I think I can put it right there. Let me get a hammer. Okay, it's gonna be my last day in this room. Some sanding, some painting, put a threshold in down there and get this room back to normal, and I'm done. I'm so over this room. And I had to do it all over again in my daughter's room, but I'm not gonna show you any of that because it's gonna be the exact same thing I just did in this room, but over there. So this is it. Well, luckily the cats have taken to the laundry room. They lay up on that shelf, and they lay down here, and they get sun. Hi, kitties. So I didn't have to make them anything, which was good. They love it here. Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty. Meow.